And here we go for another edition of Jofo in the Ring. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and we have a special guest. He is one of the up-and-coming referees in the Quebec independent scene here today. His name is William Maltais. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Very good, man. Is this your first ever podcast?
No, it's my second time, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so you already broke your cherry on that. But we were talking a little bit about before. I'm very curious, and the fans are very curious too. Not that how you started a referee, but even before you were a referee, you were trying to become a wrestler.
Yes.
So how did that all be done?
So my dad was in the business. His name, like character name kind of thing, is SM Dax. And he used to work in a lot of companies, and notably GW back in Granby. He was the main booker there. So I was always like backstage. I was always there watching the product growing up, backstage, in front, ringing the bell, you know, all that kind of thing.
Whatever you could do to be involved, and that's cool.
And when I was 8, I was like, I want to become a wrestler, man. I want to be there. So when I got to 15, I saw the opportunity to start to get trained. So I got to ALE, which is in Sherbrooke, and I started to get trained by Billy Gibson. And that lasted for like maybe 6 months. And then, like, just a side note, finding training between Quebec and Montreal is very hard.
Where are you from?
Yeah,
Where do you live? Where do you live right
I live close to Drummondville.
Okay.
Really close
Wow.
by. So that's straight to the middle. So finding wrestling training, there's not a lot. I know Sally is in Longueuil. I know NSPW run in Quebec. Torch Chamber and IWS runs in Montreal, but there's not a lot in the middle.
Wow.
So for me to find any kind of training, that was really hard to. So I got to attend Billy Gibson's classes. And then I went to another school. I went to FML one time with Mitch Thompson for one class.
The surfer.
Yes. And then I went to get trained by Manson, which is a guy from GW.
Yes.
Just to get myself like freshen up, you know? And then I finally got the opportunity to get trained by IWS for like maybe 4 to 5 months.
That's under Shane Hawk?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I never started to wrestle. I thought to myself, like, I need to get known in the business, right?
You never had a match, official match. You were just training in the back.
And I thought, like, it would help me a lot because I know how hard it is to just go out there and, do your thing, you know? So I thought, like, maybe if I get known as a referee and then I start to wrestle, at least I'll get the amount of contacts needed.
You don't hear that. You don't hear a lot of people do that. That's cool, man. That's cool.
So I started reffing in April 2023. I did some matches beforehand. Like, I started in maybe 2020, right when the COVID was there. I got the mask and everything.
Oh my God.
It was really ugly.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear the referee. It was so muffled the whole time. So I started reffing in April. And around like May and June, I was like, okay, I think I'm going to stick to this stick. I got a lot of booking. I never stopped. I think I have 51 weeks weekend out of 52 I got booked for at least 2 shows.
Really?
I never stopped the grind.
Did you expect all that?
No, but at the same time, I think when you love something, you never stop doing.
Yes, you're very great. You're very grateful for it.
Yes,
too, right?
So I thought like I never want to stop and just get my feet out. I want to stay in, and I want to be known as this guy wants it. You know.
Yeah.
So I decided to myself like, yes, I want to be a wrestler, but at the same time, the only thing I want to do is to succeed in the wrestling business. I want to live off of it.
You want to be involved in
yes, so I thought like I could be a commentator, I could be a podcast, I could be ringing the bell for all I care. I could be the cameraman.
Yeah.
But if I can be a referee, being in the ring, and make it out, you know, just be there at WrestleMania for the main event, and be there. I'll make it, you know. It doesn't matter if you are a referee or a wrestler. You're in the main event.
The ring. You're involved. Yeah, that's cool. That I like that.
So yes, I wanted to be a wrestler, but then when I got the opportunities and more, I thought I'm going to stay as a referee because how many referees is there? How many wrestlers is there in Quebec? There's like 400.
There's a lot of wrestlers.
How many referees there are? Like 30.
So well, you know what? I know. Let's say if you really think about it, and that's a cool way to think about it because if you really think about it. I personally, I know maybe what 3 referees, 4?
Mm.
And like you said, like the majority, I'm sure you know a lot more than me, but I'm saying like there's more wrestlers than referees.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you don't have the shape, if you don't have the promo, if you don't have the mic skills,
Yeah.
you cannot really go further than that. Because there's so many people that can be higher than you. Let's say, like, if I started to wrestle, how many new guys, like Tyler Knox is already in shape.
Yeah.
He got the great promo skills.
Yeah.
How can I outshine that straight up when I start to make sure that the bookers want me and not Tyler, you know? So I thought, like, maybe as a referee, I can make that better. Because that's now, how many referees are under 20 years? Like, right now, when I started, I was 17 at the time.
Wow. How old are you right now?
I'm 19.
Wow.
So when I started, I was like, oh shit, I'm also the youngest one.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot. And I thought like this is now the time for me to push. Because if you're young, you're hungry, you want it. I live in my parents' basement, but that doesn't matter, you know? I live there.
Well, you didn't have to tell everybody that. But
So I live there. I don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
All I spend on is my car
Yeah.
and the wrestling booking.
Yeah.
So I can push a lot further
That's
now.
good. And that's it shows that your parents are
they're supporting me a lot.
behind you 100%
Yes.
too as well.
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool, man. And so wrestling with this is with Mr. Gibson right here.
Yes.
That was the first time you went to go train, and after that,
So when I started there, it was like a invitation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not really like training focused, but let's see how you do your roles and everything. And I used to do a lot of sports when I was younger. I used to train as a wrestler, but like doing by myself, you know,
like with your
bumping on the hard-
friends and
Yeah, I was like, oh, look at my bump and breaking my back on the hard floor, you know. I was like, hi,
like we all did. Well, when I was younger too, it was the same thing. I was telling our guest before. We had a federation in high school, and okay, let me do a pole driver on you, or let me do a suplex on you, or let me do a choke slam, or okay, suck it and then run away, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing, I'm sure, with you when you were with your friends and everything too.
I
right?
remember when I was in primary school, I used to do a lot of thigh slaps, and I went up to one of my friends and did a super kick, and he sold it. So the class teacher saw it, and she was like, what are you doing, William? And I got suspended for that.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, he's selling.
He's selling it. I don't care what he's selling. If he's selling, no. He's selling it. He's going along with it.
Yeah,
you know, like,
you're doing an act of violence. You go out. What?
So what made you want to become a referee then?
So, like I said,
Because it seems like you had the ambition to become the next Hulk Hogan, or you know what I mean? Like you wanted to be a professional wrestler, you know?
So, the way I vision it is that, like I said, all I want to do is be in professional wrestling and live off of it. So, like, if I can do it as a wrestler, I will do it. If I can do it as a referee, I will do it. Whatever. So, when I started getting the opportunities, I thought, like, if this is the way for me to get there, I'm going to take it. And I thought, like, maybe until, like, 25, if I at least get one opportunity, maybe TNA, AEW, maybe WWE, if I get there and it doesn't really work, maybe I'll switch it up and just maybe wrestle.
At least you tried, you know, you gave it a shot.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to think about how I should have done something. I want to think about it as how I shouldn't have done that, you know? Like, I shouldn't have tried to get there. At least
you'll never know unless you try, right?
Yes, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to miss the opportunity. I want to get straight to it. So when I saw the opportunity, I took it straight away, and that got me to the States, that got me to the Ontario scene, that got me pretty much everywhere when I think about it. And I feel like as a wrestler, it would have been way harder currently to get there, because also the style of wrestling that I used to do was not really what you see on the indie. You see a lot of thing that looks cool, but I'm really a slow pacer. I want to make it like more technical style.
You want people to feel it and like get into the
that's not
reaction and the storytelling of it.
I really wanted to focus on that part. And I think maybe you will disagree, but WWE style is very focused on that.
Yeah.
AEW style is mostly like the flip and how it looks good, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt like WWE style won't really work in the indie scene currently, because it's way too like slow and psychological.
That's a good point.
So I thought, like, if I want to make it out, I gotta look good, have like be better in shape, and also like be a more show-off kind of style, but that's not me. I'm really like the slow pacer guy.
Yeah.
So I thought like straight from the beginning, I was like stuck to a problem. So I thought like, okay, how do I fix it? I'm going to become a referee. That's it.
So do you remember your first ever match that you refereed? What was the first one you ever refereed?
So that was back in GW in 2020, I believe. Or maybe 2021.
And you're how old? You were what, 15?
Maybe, yeah.
Did you tell them you were 15? Or?
That was my dad, so I was okay.
Okay.
That was like for one match. I had the mask on, the pants, like jogging pants. Fucking. Can I swear?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Jofo stands for just our fucking opinion. So
Oh,
you
okay,
can say
that's
whatever
pretty
you
cool.
want, my friend. Don't worry
So
about
I
it.
had these fucking joggings, blue pair of shoes, random shits, and the shirt untucked. I looked like a nowhere guy, you know. I got there. That was, I don't remember the names exactly. Well, it was a tag team match. I've never done like for the beginning of your career, you do a tag team match. It's fucked up, you know.
Because there's a lot of things to look around. And
So I remember going to the wrestler, and she told me like, "Oh, we're gonna do a suicide dive at this time. Don't check on me. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get back up." We go into the ring. She doesn't get back up. She's injured. She blew out both of her knees.
oh my!
And I was
God.
like, what the fuck?
what do I do? What do I do?
So I check off on her, and she's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. She tags in the other guy to continue the match. I didn't know. I just threw the hex, you know. I'm like, oh, fuck it, you know, threw the hex, and they just continue the match. So I was like, what am I supposed to do now? So they go to the 3 count, 1, 2, 3. That's it.
But is like this where is there a place where you could learn how to become a referee?
So I don't think in Quebec, maybe Torture Chamber, because I think Brendan got there. and
Okay,
he
because
got
I remember
trained
I
as a
think
referee.
Brandon was telling me that like
Yes.
that's how you learned the fundamentals.
Yes.
Of
But I don't think there's any places in Quebec that can get you trained as a referee.
Yeah.
And that may be a controversial opinion, and I'm going to say it right now.
Right, to be
But,
controversial. Don't worry about it, man.
Anyone can be a referee, not really a good one, but anyone can in maybe like 2 weeks if you get trained.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get trained, he can become a good referee in maybe like 5 months.
Okay.
Because it's really not that hard. You watch and you apply
But
it.
there has to be some kind of athleticism as
Yes,
well. Like you
it's a
can't
lot of cardio.
Yeah, there's a lot of. That's what I'm saying. A lot of cardio too involved. And you're going from up and down, and
Yeah.
you know your shoulder too. You know, and
thighs now.
yeah, there you go.
Squats.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's some kind of athleticism. Like you said, okay. Not to take anything away from being like you said, I'm sure a lot of people out there will say, "Hey, anybody can be a referee."
Yeah.
But once you are a referee, it's like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Anyone can be a referee, but not everybody can be a good
Yeah.
referee.
But
That's how I see it.
That's well said. That's
Yes.
well said.
And
From what I understand, depending the Fed you work for, some of them like you're a lot more part of the production as well, right? Like you'll have some where you have like constant feedback to
Yes,
the back
earpiece.
and things like that, and some are more like just make sure nothing happens.
Mhm.
Correct? Like, does that come up in referee training? Like how you could be, how they might need you to relay info to the
So-
back and things like that.
So, like I said, I didn't really get trained. The only places that I got trained at as a referee was with Mike Chioda. And we're going to talk about that later on. But pretty much it was pretty much a how to perfection myself, you know? So how to talk during the pins, because I talk a lot during the matches. And I talk a lot during the pin. So I go like 1, okay, are you ready? 2, are you ready? Kick out. And then we go
Okay.
and kick out.
So there's a lot of fundamentals
So-
of being the
Yes. But I think, going back to your question, if you want to get trained as a referee, watch and learn. That's pretty much how I did. Like, you get there and okay, I just did something bad. Let's continue,
Yeah.
And then you rewatch your match and, okay, I'm going to change that, and that. So that's pretty much how I train myself currently. I'm still watching myself. And I'm like, okay, this is bad. I'm going to change that. Oh, my position was off. My shoes wasn't tied. What the fuck, So it's pretty much to watch and learn, because like I said, anyone can be a referee, but not everybody can become a good referee. I've known referees with shorts, and they didn't want it to change that. They just are, oh yeah, no, he looks good. No, he doesn't.
No.
No, he doesn't. But you don't want to be a good referee,
So speaking about Mike Chioda, like how did that all come about? Because Mike Chioda is one of the most like if you talk about referees, there's Earl Hebner, Mike Chioda, and probably that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how did that whole thing with Mike Chioda happen? Like how cool was that?
Like I said, I'm always taking the opportunities when I get them. I don't want to regret anything. I just want to go straight into it. And when I saw that Mike Chioda was doing a training in Florida, actually,
You went all the way to Florida.
I drove there.
You're a maniac! Wow, man.
That was in October. That was the.
It was just recently.
That was right after the Maple Leaf show. I drove straight back from Windsor. I did it. My car didn't broke down now.
Same car?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I came back from Windsor. I contacted my dad because I went with him, and I took a ride and we drove 36 hours. To Florida.
Wow.
So when I got there, Mike is fucking awesome. I gotta say that. He's so nice, such a nice guy.
Did you have you ever heard his voice before you heard his voice that day?
Yes.
Because
But
everyone used to think he was like a gangster, like that voice that he has. Like
he has because
I
a
watched
raspy voice.
I watched the Chris Van Vliet episode that he was on, and it was such a great interview, and it got me to know him a lot more, you know, and him being in the he refereed the match, the Rock Hogan in Toronto, and that, and just hearing his voice for the first time, and it's like, wow, I've never heard.
It's a really
voice before,
deep
you know?
voice,
that deep, raspy, like gangster voice.
Yeah,
you know? Like so, it's amazing. I'm sure you had a good time. But.
Yeah, no, he's so nice. When I got there, we were 5 people, only 5 people, and you know, like it's. I don't remember the exact price, but I think it's like $320.
Okay.
Canadian to get there.
Okay.
I mean to pay for the training.
Okay.
And when I got there, only 5 referees were there. 2 were currently trying to become a wrestler, and at the meanwhile just ref.
Okay.
Another guy from Chicago was there. He flew in a plane, and there were a wrestler too. And I was the only one Canadian, and I was the only weird guy that drove the 36 hours. So when I got there, you goddamn know that he remembers that.
Yeah.
So when I got there, he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" "Oh, I'm William. How old are you?" "I'm only 19. 19? Where are you?" Canada. And he's like, "Oh, you flew there?" No. He's like, "What the fuck? How'd you do that?" 36 hours, you know. One is my car though, so I'm okay. So we get there. He does a lot of good training. There was another guy, I don't remember his name, but if he sees that, shout out to him. He's so nice. He used to be a bodybuilder.
Okay.
And he made us train a lot of cardio. And one of the things he did was he sent a lot of cards down. So he just throw the card there. And if he yells kick out, you go to a close kick out. If he doesn't, you just go into a 3 count. And that's a thing that I used to have a lot of problem with, is to that when you know the guy's supposed to kick out, but he doesn't kick out, you go 1, 2, swipe, but he doesn't kick out. You're like, oh shit, you just fucked up the finish.
Okay. So is that like talked about like when you're
normally yes. So yeah, I did that actually at Torture Timber, and I hope Yane Harrison will
hate you.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't hate me right now. But we did a match where he was against Gabe Kubik, and when they told me the match, I was like, oh. I'm guessing like I'm gonna see it like in the meanwhile. Goes on to 5 minutes. He does a shine moonsault 1, 2, and I go swipe, and Gabe doesn't kick out. I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, and I was like, oh yeah, my career is over. Everything's gone. Fuck it, my Hall of Famer, and everything is gone. You know. So I hope he doesn't hate me. I apologize.
He's a good guy. I'm sure he forgave you for that.
It's been a year, so
yeah, he's okay. Like,
yeah, he has a lot more to forgive.
Continue with Mike Chioda, man.
Yeah. So with Mike, when we got there was the training card where he throws the card down. We go 1, 2, kick out, and then at some points he throws a lot of cards. So like 1, 2, kick out, okay, and then he sends another one, and he went to like 5 cards in a row. He throws it 1, 2, kick out, 1, 2, kick out, 1, 2, and I really love that because as a referee, it's really hard for us to just throw ourselves into a position.
I love how you said us, like, because now you're like, yeah, that's good, man. It's cool, man.
As a referee, it's really hard for us to throw ourselves in the position, and even if you know that is not the finish, to go still as if it's the finish, right?
Because that's the thing too, right? Because if, like you said, you thought the Yane match was gonna keep going, but it didn't, right? But a lot of times you obviously sometimes you talk about that with the wrestlers, but sometimes you don't. You just assume that it's not gonna end right now, right?
Yeah.
Or if he doesn't do a finishing move or something, or if something can happen, you know. So it's pretty crazy, man.
I'm gonna say a side note on that. I did a seminar with Gabe Sapolsky, and one of the things that I love about Gabe is that about his seminar, I mean, is that every time I go there, there's no referees. I'm the only one. So when I got there for the third time in a row, I was the only referee there, and I did 25 matches in a row, which is like 75 minutes.
Holy
altogether.
shit.
And one of the thing there is that you cannot remember the finish, right? So every time someone gets inside the ring, they call the number.
Like,
and they go up to me and they're like, okay, this is the finish. And I don't know anything else about the match. So I had to improv the whole thing. And if I can see the footage back, I don't think I did any kind of major error. And I'm so proud of that.
That's amazing.
Because that got me into the eyes of one of the main scout of WWE, just
Big
because I did all of the matches by myself. And I was like,
back to back, 75 minutes.
There's a guy that went up to me, Ryan Donovan. He went up to me one time and he's like, oh, do you want me to ref some matches? And we know Ryan Donovan's not a referee. So he went up to me, he's like, do you want me to ref some matches? I'm like, no, I'm going to do all of them, dude. I'm going to do all of them. I'm going to blow myself out, but I'm going to do all of them. So that's what I did, and I hope it's worth it, because man, I love these kind of seminars. So anyway, going back to Mike Chioda seminar, that was the first day we did the card thing. We practiced the sliding into the ring, because I look like
from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a video that was on the. I don't remember the class. Jesus Christ, I don't remember the website, but we did a video where the referee's talking to me, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting paid enough, and things like that. And then we hear, oh, let's get a referee, and he runs down the whole thing, like 1 kilometer. He runs down, slide into the ring, 1, 2, and kick out. And I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty cool, you know. So we practiced that. We did. He showed us actually how to not bury the referee, because at the same time, in the indie wrestling, there's a lot of burying the referee. And what I mean by that is that when, let's say the referee's checking on the guy in the corner, okay, you gotta get out of the corner, get to the middle, and the other guy is passing right behind you. I'm like, oh, I'm pushing him away, like, you know, get some heat, go to the middle of the ring. I talk to the guy, and if he blasts off right in front of me, he just buried the ref, because he doesn't follow the instruction. He doesn't follow the authority, you know? And that happens a lot.
You are the authority in the ring.
Yeah, and that happens a lot in wrestling. Or let's say, like, he throws someone out of the ring. One of the main thing I will do is go out to the guy that just threw him, and I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Don't throw him inside. Bring the fight inside the ring. Some things like that. Call the time. I go up to the outside. I'm like, hey, get back inside the ring. And then the wrestler, the heel probably, will go behind me and try to be like, oh, let me do a dive or something. And I'm going to push him away. And if he doesn't want to bury the ref, he'll go to my right, to the other side. And I'll be like checking on the guy. Hey, get back inside the ring. He goes out. I turn my back. Oh, where is he? And then I turn. He just outplayed the ref. He didn't bury me. Because if he blasts off right in front of me, he just showed me that I don't have any authority.
Yeah.
He doesn't respect that.
Yeah.
So that was a small thing, but I think it helps a lot when you know that the referee will disqualify you. But in some wrestling matches, sometimes the referee is just there, and you're like, oh, shut up, ref, and the ref's like, doesn't do anything, you know? It's like, no, I will disqualify you just by saying shut up, you know?
Do you like to be a vocal ref in there, or
yes.
you like to be...
Since the Mike Chioda seminar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, but I swear a lot during the matches. I don't know if we saw that at his podcast, but he swears a lot, and that's really funny.
Yeah.
He told me a time where he was doing Primo and Epico's match. And one of the main thing he used to do was when he went to the pin, he was like, enjoy the light, you fucking jobber. I was like, I'm going to steal that. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to say that. It's really funny. So sometimes I call some weird shit like that. So let's say I was doing a ladder match. Matt Viviani took a bump, and I was like, what kind of conditioner do you use? And the whole time he's like, oh yeah, I'm using coconut. What about you? I'm like, while he's taking bumps, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But that's fucking amazing, man, because you don't expect that from a referee, right?
Yeah. And sometimes, like, I did a show with Brad, and I was at 123 Wrestling, and Jessica Black did an attack on Drea Mitchell, and she came out a second time and attacked her with a chair, and I don't know why I yelled. I thought I was whispering, so I was like, get this woman out of this fucking building, and I swore. I was like, oh fuck. This is the first time I yelled I swear, so I was like, ah shit, I hope he doesn't kill me.
Sorry.
So no, but I love to swear during the matches, and that's because of Mike, because I saw how, as a referee, if you're like tense like a wrestler, if you're tense as a referee, there's no fun in that, you know. Like, you're still doing a professional job, but at the same time, like, take it slow, you know, bro.
You're having fun too at the same time, right?
Yeah, one of the best guy as a referee in Canada is Harry D. And Harry D takes things so smooth, brother. I'm pretty sure he's high most of the time, but he takes his things super slow. And that's how I learned from that. I was like, oh, I don't need to be tense and what's the finish? What's the finish? You know, kind of thing. All I need is to just take my time, you know, watch the time. Okay, guys, you have 10 seconds. Okay, let's go. Or he's in a chokehold, and I'm like, oh, wait for a crowd, bro. You know, just take your time. As a referee, it's the same thing as a wrestler. If you look too fast, you may fuck up the whole thing. You may look as if you know the finish, kind of thing. There's a lot of referees that goes for the count, and you may see the difference. But when they know the finish, it goes like 1, 2, 3, and when it goes, when it's not, let's say a falsies, it's way slower.
Like it's funny you say that, because I remember Earl Hebner.
Yes.
Earl Hebner used to do this distinctive, like, when he used to do the 1, 2, and then you knew that it wasn't finished. So he used to do the
swipe?
The swipe. Like,
yes.
like kind of a swipe, but like not like a full swipe, but kind of a swipe that you knew it wasn't the end. When it was the end, it was no swipe whatsoever. Like 1, 2, 3. So you knew.
Yes.
That's cool, man. That's the little things that are cool in being a referee. I'm sure Mike Chioda must have told you all the little.
He changed a lot of things.
Any other little tricks that he showed you there? Tricks that he showed?
I used to. That's weird though. But when I used to do the falsies, is when the match gets a turner, when it's pretty much the finish of the match, but it's not the finish. It makes you think as if it's the finish. It's fast paced, you know.
Yeah,
that's the falsies part. And at some point, I used to do my count jumping on my knees. I don't know why. 1, jump on my knees. 2, and
like from standing up and jump.
No,
what do you mean?
I got on my all fours, 1, and jumping on my knees.
Okay.
And to get a better, I always loved the impact to go further, like one circle, then go like 1 and 2. That I think it looks weird. Okay. It looks better when you're doing full motion because people sees it all the way. So when I used to jump, people were like, oh my God, it's the fucking end, you know? Because he put so much into it. And I was like, no.
It must be the end.
And I was like, no, it's not. Mike told me like, you shouldn't do that, because if you do that, you're taking a lot of focus from the wrestlers, because also when you're bouncing, it makes a bump sound. Okay. So it's like 1, 2, and then you hear it. And I was like, oh my God, Mike, you fucking angel. I was like, you're fixing some things I didn't see. I was like, fuck yeah.
Well, that's why he was in the WWE, and
he's
you know
so
what?
Good.
He even said he's not finished with his career. He could come out of, well, he's not retired, but he could come out and come back to the WWE. He did a couple of shots in AEW. I know that, so that's cool, man. Like a guy like that. Like I always remember him being the referee at The Rock versus Hogan in WrestleMania. And that was the only match he did on the card. If I'm not mistaken, from what I remember from his interview with Chris Van Vliet. And he said that was like the craziest match I've ever, like, and I know Paulo, that was just on our show, he was at that event, WrestleMania. I know good friends of mine that were at that event, and being a Hulk Hogan fan, and being like a wrestling fan, it was like you just get goosebumps, like the crowd, the Hulkamania. And hopefully one day you could be there and be in that same position as Mike Chioda. Fuck, that'd be cool, man.
One of the main thing also I want to add to that, he showed us like that match for like 2 times during
That
that
was the
weekend.
match he showed you, eh?
Yeah, and he's like, you see there, and he
must
did
be
an
so
amazing.
proud of that
yeah,
match.
he was
I
like,
I would show people that match too. If I refed Hulk Hogan, and that was the best part. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. When Hollywood Hulk Hogan came back, that was the match that made him come back as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Like that was the turning point.
Yes.
And it was because of the fans that were in the Sky Dome that night. It was that's crazy, man.
he showed us the ref bomb too. Oh, we practiced the ref bombs too.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
yeah. That's crazy.
He showed us how to do the WWE way, which is you take a bomb. It kind of it needs to look awkward. If people knows me, they know that I took my bomb like a wrestler. I like that.
Like, I'm sure you've taken like
A
ref
lot of
bumps
bombs. Oh, Jesus Christ.
and like you said, it has to be like a wrestler. It has to be believable, right?
Yes.
Or else it's like,
And
okay, you know.
If you're bumping like a wrestler as a referee, I've learned that the hard way. It just looks it looks good.
Yeah.
But from a fan point, why would a referee bump like a wrestler? Because bumping like a wrestler is not natural.
But
when you bump like that, you're trained to bump like that. You're trained to take these fucked up bumps.
you're not taking like you're not getting the
So when I used to take my bumps, I used to flat bump like that. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't hurt myself.
you're getting a clothesline. Like,
I was like, boom, and people were like, "Oh my god, you trained," you know. I was like, "Fuck,
this guy wrestler or referee?
yeah."
What's going on here?
I needed to stand out from that, and now my bumps look really awkward. When I took a bump to the corner, I make sure that my neck look as if I split my neck. I want to make it awkward, you know, and So when Mike showed me how to do a ref bomb, you take a bomb and you fall and you pretty much covers your face with your arm and see right there, and then you're dead, and then you see everything, but the crowd doesn't see you, and you're just dead right there. And when I used to take my bomb, I was like relying on how the wrestler will wake me up.
Yeah.
But by doing that, people doesn't see right through there. You know? So that's how WWE used to do that. I don't know if they still do it. But when Mike showed me the ref bomb he took at the Rock versus Hulk Hogan,
did he recreate the exact bump?
no,
Okay.
but he was so proud. He's like, look at how the timing was good.
Yeah, it was so perfect, man.
Yes, I was like, damn, I want to get there. But no, Mike is so nice. The training started at 11, and it was supposed to finish at 4. We finished it off at like 7.
Wow.
And for free. For now, that was for free. That was the free part. I was like, damn, what? He gave me a shirt, fucking signed it. My dad was in the car. He went up to my dad. He was like, do you want to have a shirt? I was like, what? He's just nice like that. So he gave my dad a shirt. He signed it too.
Wow.
He gave me his phone contact. He's like, oh yeah, text me if you need anything. I was like, damn, what the fuck? So now sometimes when I have some question, I'm like, hey Mike, and then I just ask him. And that's what I love about Mike. He was so open about pretty much everything. He just wants to help out.
Yeah. Wow.
Great.
That's a great guy, man.
That was a great opportunity.
And he doesn't have to give you his phone number.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, but he just did it because he wants to help out.
Wow.
So apparently they're doing another training, I believe in March, but they didn't tell me any kind of date. They just said like, oh, if we have another training, it's going to be in 3 months, which is probably March.
You're going to be there for sure.
So yes, maybe I won't drive. We'll think about it.
Yeah. Take a vacation, fuck.
Yeah.
Why not vacation? Go for a vacation.
I went to Disney World, so that was pretty cool.
You know what? I've never been to Disney World. How was it to Disney World? What's the story there?
We went to Epcot, and I was with my dad, and I'm telling you, when I felt like a child, I felt like a child.
You are a child.
Yeah, I mean, like a smaller child, younger child. I was like, I felt as if I was back to like 2012 when my dad and just there and enjoying not checking my bank account. I was like, when I got back to Canada, I was like, oh fuck, you know. But being there with my dad, I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like the best experience ever. We went to a big attraction, and I felt like I was going to die, but at least I was going to die with my dad. I was like, fuck yeah.
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, man.
He's
came
so
with
nice.
You to Florida. And
he wants to support me all the way.
That's
through.
cool, man. There should be a lot more people like that, and I'm sure you was there for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. What was the story there? I know you told me the story that you didn't referee.
No, I didn't referee.
But you were a part of the
yes. My dad wasn't there. I do all of my drive alone for bookings. Maybe not for the seminars, but for bookings, I love to just drive by myself. And actually like got that out because sometimes there's this is away from what I think. my fucking opinion.
There you go.
So
that's a first.
I when I went to Maple Leaf, I talked to a lot of guys, and I was like, "Do you want to come with me? Do you want to come with me?" And most of them pretty much said, "Well, am I booked?" I was like, "I don't fucking know."
Like what, actual wrestlers? Or
yes,
like, okay.
actual wrestlers. And they were like, "Well, I don't know." And I'm like, "Don't you want to elevate your career?" And they're like, "Yeah, but I don't want to do a 10-hour drive in the cold
To do nothing.
get there to do nothing." And I was like, "You won't do nothing. You will do a job on the show, and then maybe you'll get a spot." And that's how you go, and that's how you get better, right? And that's how you get the opportunities.
I would have came. Fuck.
Yeah. So when pretty much everybody was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it. It's going to cost a lot." I was like, I'm doing it all alone, and I'm not even complaining. You should do it. You have the opportunity to at least go with someone.
Yeah. Pay half the gas, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not a big deal.
And when I went there, I went by myself. So I slept in my car for the first day. So when I got there, I drove from the Thursday, that was the 16th, until the 19th. I was
How many
there.
hours?
That was 12 hours.
It's in Windsor, eh? Windsor.
Yes.
Windsor's a no.
I fucking hate Windsor.
I've done train from Thunder Bay to Montreal, and that's like fucking crazy, man. But drive must be insane. Windsor is like just as far, well, not as far, but still.
Oh man,
anything over 10 hours is insane.
yeah. I gotta talk
By yourself?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I will talk after about another story about Windsor, but for Maple Leaf. So I don't know. I'm gonna talk about the first story because it goes
Go for it, man. This is your time. Go for it, man.
So I was supposed to get a booking in Detroit and Chicago.
Okay.
That was on the 24 and 25 August. So we were driving, me, Yane, Harrison, Kevin Gray, and Jake Madison was there.
Okay.
We drove to Windsor. I had to brake fast because a car right in front of me was doing he was being a dumbass. And I pressed on my brake fast and I heard something. And I was back in Windsor, so that's like 10 hours from my place.
Oh, shit.
I was supposed to get booked on a show in Chicago, which is Black Label Pro, and I got all of my car booked on a charity show with Rhino.
Wow.
So from what the booker told us, we were supposed to get booked on a single match. Pretty much everyone was in a single match. I was doing all the matches, not all of them, but like all my fellow
Friends
Canadians.
matches, yeah.
And they were all supposed to be in single match, so like 10 minutes maybe, like show off and be there in the States. So when I got there in Windsor, my brakes broke. I was like, "What the fuck?" We go to the hotel. In the morning, I try to brake, and if your brake breaks, you see it. You fucking
you feel it. You feel it.
You don't feel anything. Actually.
You know
So
what I mean?
I try to press on it. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And the pedal just goes straight into it.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
shit! And I'm right next to the border, right? So I was like, shit, we're gonna miss our booking, right? So I had to drive with no brakes in a Canadian Tire.
How the fuck do you do that?
I don't know. If you press really hard, it somehow breaks. And I'm like, okay. So we just did something.
Winter time.
No, that was in August.
Okay.
That was like 3 months ago. And when I got there, all of us were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna die in Windsor," Fuck. So we texted the booker, and apparently the booker screwed us over. He told us, we decided you're gonna be in a 8-man tag, and if you know the 8-man tag, it's gonna be like 2 minutes of shine, and that's it. So we're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we're going there. We're not getting paid first because it's the States. You cannot get paid. We're going there. The booker tells us that, and our car broke down, and we're like, "Oh my god, everything's going wrong." So they
paid on the show.
Yeah.
Obviously, and
We all decided.
8-man tag.
Yeah, we all decided that it will be better for all of them, all the wrestlers in my car, to just go back to Montreal, and I stayed there. So I stayed with my car.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, it felt like as a big farewell group. Like, "I'm sorry, guys," crying all over them. I'm like, "I'm sorry, guys. My car broke down. We're gonna die." So they went back. I stayed there. I told my parents, "I don't know what to do. I'm 10 hours from my place. I'm 19, all by myself in Windsor. I don't know."
You're freaking out.
I'm freaking out. My mom, she's such a sweet taking.
I'm coming to get you right now.
Huh?
I'm coming to get you right now.
Yeah, and she's like, "I'm gonna drive there to get you." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
10 hours there and then 10 hours
They did
back.
16 hours. I don't know how they just stopped at every Walmart. They wanted to do that. I'm like, "Mom, I'm stuck in here. Please help me." So they drove all the way to Windsor. That's like $300 worth of gas to get there. They drove all the way there to pick me up. We took a car to a garage. Oh, sorry. I forgot one main thing. Dan Pisano, El Reverso, such a sweet guy. I texted him and I was like, man, I need some help. He lives in Windsor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's so nice. He took care of me. He brought me to his home. I slept there and I was so anxious, but man, that guy pretty much saved all of my anxious thought. I was like, man, I'm at his house. I'm having fun. He gave me a fucking perfect breakfast, dude. And I was like, oh my God. Breakfast with eggs and fucking I was like, dude.
It's good to know people.
bacon,
man.
too.
In the wrestling business. What?
Yes.
Good, man.
So he took care of me, and he had a cousin with a garage, and we took a towing truck to go there, and then he fixed the car like 2 weeks. In 1 week after, the car was fixed, so I had to go back to Windsor. You know. So here's the most fucked up. I didn't told any podcast anything about that story, and pretty much everybody's gonna know that. So I took a bus from Montreal to Toronto. The bus broke down.
Oh my God.
So the bus broke down in Toronto. Not in Toronto, actually, that was in Kingston. So the bus broke down in Kingston, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so smart. I booked my other bus to be 2 hours later, just to be sure if something wrong's happened.
Yeah.
I got in Toronto at 12 midnight. My bus that was supposed to take was at 11. So I missed my bus, but not only that, everything was closed. Because it was the...
You're stranded now. You're
Yes. So it was the... that was the 1st September or something. That was a day when really everything was all closed, pretty much everything. So I got to Toronto at 12 midnight. I got my full thing, and I also work night shifts.
Okay.
So I didn't slept at all. I had like maybe 28 hours all awakened. When I got there, suitcase, big gym bag. I got there. I was like, I don't fucking know what to do. The other bus didn't want to pay me back because I missed it.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, it's not my fault. They didn't want to pay me back. So I had to sleep outside in Toronto, downtown. That's the worst thing. So I slept outside in Toronto. And for the whole night, pretty much, I was calling someone. I was scared shitless. I was like, I'm going to die in Toronto. You know, I'm going to die. I was walking the whole night. I saw my steps. I was like, I'm at fucking 16,000 steps right now. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
just trying to walk around.
I was like, I'm doing my cardio. I don't know. So at around maybe 5 a.m., I went to under an apartment and I charged my phone there. I was like, I don't want to sleep. Because if I sleep, maybe someone's going to steal everything.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You're thinking about the negative.
Yeah.
There's something
So
bad's going to happen. I
stayed on my phone. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to watch Mike Chioda or something. So when finally it was like 6, the terminus was open. I got there. I came inside. I just fell asleep straight away in my suitcase. It was at 7 when my bus arrived. My next bus. I took my bus.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you missed that bus.
No, God, no. So I finally got to Windsor at 2 p.m. Mind you, I left Montreal at 3 p.m. The day after, the day before, yeah. So when I got to Windsor, I was like, I text Dan. I was like, I finally fucking made it, dude.
Oh my God.
I went to my car. I was like, oh my God, I missed you, baby. I missed you. I drove my car. I went to an Airbnb. The guy was leaving his house. So I had a full house with no furniture in it because he just left the house. I was like, what the fuck? So I only had one bed and nothing else. No lights in the showers. I was like, what the fuck? And for that reason that I went there the first time to take my car back, I decided to go there and take 2 bookings in the States, Chicago and another show in Chicago. That was Black Label and House of Glory, 2 really big shows.
Oh, yeah.
I got a good connection with them. And I get to the border, and this is the worst part. I tell him like, hey, I'm going to this show. Are you working on it? I'm like, no, I'm not really working on it because I'm not getting paid. Here's my proof. I showed him everything. And he goes,
is it the border?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they go, well, we don't believe you. I'm like, how can I make you believe me? Because if I showed you the proof and I showed you everything.
You have your Rev jersey in your bag, no?
Yeah, and they saw it. They were like, yeah, but you have your shirt? And I was like, yes, but here's my proof. I'm not getting paid. It's a charity show. And they're like, okay, we're gonna send you back, but also they took my my prints and my eyes, and they're like, don't try to come back for that. I was like, what the fuck? Am I flagged?
Fuck. Well, that's happened to what happened to Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yes.
Okay.
So here from now on, I was like, okay. So I drove. I drove the 10 hours back without sleeping, just in my car, not thinking about anything. I was like, okay, I'm gonna rethink about my whole career, because right now, if you cannot go to the States, you cannot.
No, that's it.
As a referee too, because like Mike, when he couldn't go to the States, I believe he went to Europe and Japan, right?
Yes.
But I, as a referee, will probably not go there.
Yeah,
you know,
you're not gonna. Yeah,
I'm not gonna make a career
just to go to the gate there.
And the thing is that I didn't lie. I was like, I'm not getting paid. As a referee, I'm not getting paid a lot.
So you were in the right there.
Yeah. But they said that the company was making profit off of me because they sold ticket and my name's on it. I was like, what? What the fuck?
What if you would have just said, I'm going to watch the show?
They would have probably checked my card too, because that border really, they're very strict.
Okay.
And I've learned that the hard way, sadly. But apparently I'm not flagged, but it's like a warning kind of thing.
Okay.
Because flag is really fucking political bullshit.
What's the ring around for that? Like, how do you get around that? Like, let's say you want to go to a show and you're working a show in the States.
I didn't work any show afterward. I got so scared. I thought like if I'm banned in the States, I can say goodbye. That's it. My career's over.
Because there's so much opportunities in Canada, but there's so much more in the United States. Right?
And like it's a full circle when you think about it. Because like to get noticed by WWE and gain a visa, you gotta work in the States.
Yeah, you have.
But
you have to.
To work in the States, you gotta get a visa. But to get a visa, you gotta get noticed.
Yeah.
So by working in the States,
sometimes working in the States, you have to work illegally.
Yes. So
it sucks to say, but
yeah, it sucks, and it's a fucked up thing. So every time I'm going to the States, I'm always making sure that I have a seminar. And here's the thing: the last time I went to a seminar, that was actually Gabe Sapolsky. I went there for Vermont, and I went there, and the border threatened me the whole time. He's like, I can ban you, right? I'm like, why would you ban me? I just paid for something that I am attending. I'm getting trained there. I'm getting paid. There's nothing illegal. You cannot ban me. He's like, I wouldn't try that again. I will ban you. I'm like, what? Fuck you mean? I paid for it and I didn't work a show. So I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I think the next time I'm just going to cross the border. I'm not going to say I'm going to a seminar. I'm not going to say if I'm going to a ring show. And I'm not going to bring my gear because I can buy a gear there. So fuck you.
You could buy a referee shirt at the Canadian Tire or something.
Yeah, I can do that. So I'm like, fuck them. They will not check my Facebook account because fucking why would they? I'm a referee. It's not as if I was like a I don't know big name like that. So I was like, well, fuck this.
Actually, a good plan to do that.
So,
you just go to you just have a how many referee jerseys you have? I have about 50 here.
Yeah, I bought all of them in random location, But they're doing another seminar with Kurt Angle the 25 January. House of Glory is doing that, and if I'm attending the seminar, I'm working the show too, and I know that. So I'm like, am I willing to take the risk to go to New York City and not bring my gear? Because like as they said, like, oh, you can get banned if you're attending a seminar. I'm like, the fuck?
That's
what do you mean?
Easy.
It's not illegal. They're just they have the power trip thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, should I go? It's Kurt Angle, and I'm gonna work the show too. So that it's a good opportunity, but is it worth the 5-year ban?
You know what? I'm sure Speedball Bailey said the same thing, and look what happened to him. But it doesn't happen to everybody like that. You can't really say it's like that. But it's just
and Speedball really helps me a lot through that. Through how he explained to me how it works and how.
Oh, he explained it to you how?
We did a 6-hour drive back to Toronto one time, and I talked to him about that a little bit. And pretty much like he explained to me like be careful about that.
Yeah,
and
you have to. It's as much as we're joking around about it and everything, but it's
serious because I can get to jail too.
All this time you've been sacrificing to be a referee, and then let's say they do ban you. You know what I mean? They could be in the wrong, but let's say they do ban you,
and it's over.
What?
It's over. Yeah,
all that time, all the seminars you did with Chioda and everything for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
going back to when I got to Dan Pisano's house where he took care of me.
Wait, I wanted to ask you something about Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yes.
Since you were in the car with him for 6 hours, is he going to AEW or is he going to WWE? Did he tell you?
I don't know if I can say that. I don't know.
I'm joking.
I'll probably because I don't know the answer, but we talked about that. Yes.
Okay. Okay, you know, I was just joking. I didn't think you talked to him about that. I was gonna say
we actually did just a little bit, not that much.
Okay.
But Jeremy can probably talk a lot more about that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But yeah, so when Dan Pisano took care of me, God bless him, dude. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
True Canadian too.
Yeah.
Like he got the A, you know, all the time. Like, hey, William, you want to go to shopping, or something like that. True Canadian. I told him like, hey, I'm scared for the border. I don't know what to do. And he told me like, you know, don't be scared. I don't think you should go back because there's something bigger coming up. And apparently, I didn't know that. But Dan is I don't want to say some dumb shit. I think he is the like the general for the extras and the ring crew for Maple Leaf.
Okay.
So I'm really grateful because by going to Windsor and breaking my car there and going back and getting banned, kicked out,
kind of worked out for you in the end.
Dan got me a spot to MLP, and that's where the story is leading to. On October 16, I drove there all by myself, got to the show, and I slept in a Walmart parking at like 5 because I left on Thursday at 3 p.m.
Your car must be a very comfortable car for you to
Yeah,
sleep in it,
it's a Kia Rondo, 2010.
Okay.
Well, it's breaking apart, so not really good. So I got there, slept in a Walmart parking, and then I got to the show. I had like maybe 4 hours worth of sleep. I was like, I'm gonna look good, you know. I got my full suit. Well, it's a polo shirt.
Okay.
So I got there. I was like, damn, I look jacked.
Who were the guys you saw there right away? There was a lot of big time wrestlers there that night at the show. Fuck.
Yeah. Konosuke was there. Mike Berry was there. Pretty much all the guys that got advertised. I didn't know about Ricochet. I didn't know that.
He was
when he got.
He
got there on Sunday. I was like, what the fuck?
Jinder Mahal was there.
Yeah, Jinder's really nice. I really love Jinder.
It's a big guy, Jinder.
Yes.
A lot of people
he's
tell me that.
way taller than I thought.
Yeah.
But
Jack too, fuck.
Yeah, so when I got on Friday, that was the time where we constructed ring. I've never really done that much of ring crew when I think about it, and that was my first time doing all of it. And it's the same setup that TNA used. It's the same company too. So when I think about it, I pretty much did the ring crew as if TNA was doing it.
You did the ring crew for when they came to Montreal?
No, but it's the same company that does it.
Oh, okay.
So when they brought all the stuff, it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the ring from Border City. I think it's one of the old company that Scott used to do.
Okay.
That's in Windsor too. So when I got there, I constructed the ring, and then when we left, because the show happens on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it was a double show. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I left, and I thought, I'm gonna sleep in my car again. So I slept in my car. When I started back my car, it didn't start.
Oh my god.
So that's the second time my car broke down in Windsor.
Oh my god.
I was like, fuck, dude, no. And I try to start it, and it doesn't start. I go inside the Circle K. I'm like, man, do you have, I don't know, battery? And he goes, no, I'm sorry. I go back. I start my car. It starts. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh
How?
My god.
So my car starts again. I go back to the school. We go for the show. I'm just hanging around. I didn't really talk to Scott. Just say like, hey, I'm William, and that's it. I really didn't talk that much.
Was there anybody else to talk to?
I talked a lot to Mike. I talked a lot. I just want to say that I fucking love Trevor Lee. Trevor Lee is my goat. He is such a nice guy, and I don't know if I'm gonna start. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start sound like a mark right now. But if so, fuck it. But Trevor, the last time I saw him was in July, because I did a seminar with him in Chicago.
Okay.
And when side note again, I'm sorry about that. Going to the seminar, I love doing wrestling seminar. Because when I get there, I do the wrestling seminar because I used to get trained. And after the seminar, I go up to the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm not a wrestler. I'm a referee. And he's like, what the fuck? So when I did that 15 hours to get to Chicago for a seminar that doesn't include me.
In that same car?
Yeah. And no. That was another car. That was in July when I got there for the seminar for Trevor.
Okay.
And he's like, what the fuck? You did all of that just for that? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, that's how WWE notice people, because they do the drive knowing that they just to be recognized, just to be seen. And that's one of them. WWE doesn't have the best wrestler, but they have people that wants to be the best.
That's what it is. Exactly.
So I want to be the best. And I thought by going there, I'm going to make a lot of contact. And that was for a Black Label Pro. And I fucking love Black Label. So when I talked to Trevor, I was like, oh, I'm going to do your match tonight too. So I ref Trevor. That match didn't go well because the guy was busted open like 4 minutes in the match. We had to stop the match. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Crimson Mask all over.
Oh, wow.
But still, Trevor, when I got to Maple Leaf, he went up to me and he's like, hey, William, how you doing? And I'm like, oh my God, I just marked out. I was like, a old WWE guy came up to me saying my name.
I really liked him in NXT, man. And WWE,
I did.
I was really surprised when he got released, man.
Yeah,
I was
he's so
really surprised,
charismatic, so good.
Because he was just getting into his groove too. I find, fuck.
Yes. And also the crowd was behind him too. They protected his finisher too. The double stomp thing. Yeah. I don't know why they released him. Yeah. It's the same thing with fucking when they released Cameron Grimes. They released one guy, Dijak.
Yeah,
Dijak is so incredibly good. He's really good on social media too.
Yeah.
So when they released Trevor Lee, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that was his first match back when he came to Black Label.
Yeah.
First match back from WWE. I was the referee for that match.
That's crazy.
So when he came up to me and say my name, I was like marking out the whole time. I was like, man, that guy, I idolized him. Yeah. I adore him. I fucking love him. And no, he's a great guy. So I talked to Trevor Lee. I talked to D'Lo Brown for like
D'Lo Brown.
He's one of the agent backstage.
Okay.
I talked to him for like 2 seconds. I was like, hey D'Lo, how you doing? Hey, what's your name? Now. William. Oh, what are you doing, William? Oh, I'm a referee. Oh, that's pretty cool. Where? Montreal. Damn. Okay, bye.
Okay.
That's pretty much.
Damn. Yeah, because if you were born in the U.S., I'm sure you'd get a lot more opportunities.
Yes. No, that's true.
Time zone.
It's kind of bad. Yeah. Bailey did a promo after the show where he goes like, I don't want to let a visible barrier block the talent from Canada from the States too, because he can still wrestle in the States right now, and he doesn't have the citizenship. But no, I think it's true. Like there's a lot of good wrestler from Canada that doesn't work in the States because they're just scared to do so, and rightfly so, because you can get banned the second you get there.
Yeah, it's over.
They can ban you because I have curly hair, you know.
It's over, man.
Yeah, so there were a lot of people there. Bubba was there. Bubba's really fucking jacked. I thought he was like 40 years old. He's like 53.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who was there? Taylor Rising was there.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of Quebec people. Stu was there.
QT Marshall?
QT was there.
Yeah.
I don't think he recognized me though. Arlie was there. Arlie Cameron was there. I worked their match once. But Stu was there. Bailey was there. Not that much people from Quebec, actually, when I think about it. There's no one from Montreal that did the drive.
No.
If there weren't on the show, I didn't see anyone extras or anything like that. I saw pretty much the furthest I saw people from. Emily Parker was there. She's a referee from the Maritimes.
Okay.
She took a plane, but she was there. So I was like, damn, what the fuck?
She ref the match? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did. Yeah, I'm really, right. Yeah, you're right.
I really love Emily too. That's pretty much it. They didn't have a lot of Quebec people when I think about it. They had a lot of people from Toronto.
Yeah.
Ontario. What's their name? Dynasty was there.
Yes.
I fucking love Mikey. And not a lot of people. Maybe the next show. Like apparently the next show is gonna be in April. Apparently I don't have the date yet.
I hope there's gonna be some people from Quebec. A lot more people.
I gotta say that right now, and I hope this is getting published on that topic. But the next time I'm going to Maple Leaf, I want to have a full card because people cannot believe how good it is and how good it's going to be.
It was good. I watched it and it was good. And you know what? If you do have
there,
I'll come next time.
Yes, it's in April for sure. It's in April. I gotta talk to Reversal, but I'm pretty sure I'm booked on it, but not really reffing. But at least I'm there.
Yeah,
but I gotta make sure. But people cannot understand how big of an opportunity it is. It's going to be the biggest promotion in Canada for sure. How many of Canadian company can represent Canada like that?
Exactly.
You know, it fucking went viral. Maybe their YouTube channel is not going that great, but I mean they're just starting.
That's gonna come.
YouTube
was always the last thing.
People were talking about it. Fucking,
it was sold out bull shows.
Yeah, we had. It's a small gym place they did, and we had 800 people.
The matches they had too, like the match, like
Takeshita
and
versus
Mike
Bailey. I was
was
like, damn.
Then you have like those typical like heel versus babyface matches, like that's why I love QT Marshall because he brings that vibe in a match too, right? And you had Bubba Ray Dudley, then you had Jinder Mahal, you know those matches like that bring out the crowd too and everything, right? So.
I love
Alexander too.
Yes, Psycho Mike was there too, and I got surprised because Psycho Mike is not a wrestler that we hear about a lot here in Quebec scene, but he's a gimmick wrestler for sure. But he's so good at what he does.
He does his job.
Yes, I hope also to see Tarek in the. He wasn't there for Maple Leaf, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be there for the next show. But Tarek is one underrated talent too.
Very good, man. That's amazing, man. And hopefully the next time it does come, you'll be able to ref. Maybe
Dark Show. Yeah. Maybe at least.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Fuck. So, you have any favorite matches that you've done in Quebec?
I love working with Jeremy. He's not really my coach, but I would consider him as my coach because he taught me so much. He helped me so much. I know Jeremy has, like, when you first meet Jeremy, you're not sure of what you're getting, you know?
It's crazy that you say that because everybody says that. I love Jeremy from the bottom. I'll do anything for Jeremy. And a lot of people take Jeremy a little too seriously.
Yes. You know, the first time I saw Jeremy, that was in XZW in Sorel, and I came up to him, and I'm like, hey, I'm William. What's your name? Because I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. And he's like, you don't know me? I'm Black Dynamite. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm new here, you know. And I think it helped a lot due to the fact that I'm still innocent in the wrestling business. I'm still fairly new, you know. So I don't know anything. I don't know any rumors. So when I went there, I was like blinded, you know. I didn't know Jeremy. So even if people told me like pretty much all the rumors, random rumors, and they told me maybe I would be like, I'm gonna take.
You know what it is? You know what I've always said? I've always said that if somebody is getting like talked bad about by somebody, and they're like, oh, why do you hang around that guy? I go, well, he's never done nothing to me.
Yes.
Maybe he's done something to you. That's your opinion. But my opinion about him, he's never done nothing bad to me, so I can't say anything bad about him. You know?
No.
I mean? So,
and also like, I want to make he always told me that, and I'm probably stealing that from him, but I want to make my opinion. I want to make sure that it's my opinion and not people's opinion reflecting.
Nobody's forcing you.
You know, there's some people that are like, oh yeah, that guy's a piece of shit. Well, I want to figure it out, you know. And Jeremy was never a piece of shit. He's such a nice guy with me. Helped me a lot. He wants to give me the booking. He always helped me. We went to a lot of road trips together, and I enjoy all of them. And I'm pretty sure, like, yes, maybe Jeremy did. Maybe some things happened before in the past, but right now in the present, I've heard a lot of good things, and I'm pretty sure he should be proud of himself right now because the people's opinion are currently turning back. Yes. Like he got booked recently on SPW for the main event with Marco, right?
Yeah. Which
was like, what the fuck?
And I said the same thing. I'm like, whoa, wait a second here. That's not. Yeah.
You know, like maybe 10 years ago that wouldn't have been possible.
No.
Right now, you know,
not even 5 years ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So you're saying Jeremy should be one of the guys in that car with you going to Maple Leaf next time.
He should be. Yes,
100%. You hear that, Jeremy?
But no, I love Jeremy. He taught me a lot. I text him pretty much every week to ask him questions. I recently asked him like about how should I present myself to these kind of people or these kind of people. He introduced me to Jimmy Carteros. I was like, Jimmy,
wow.
You know?
Another Canadian referee.
Yes. So I talk to Jimmy sometimes, and Jeremy's such a good guy with me. So I owe a lot to him right now. I didn't know what was your. Oh yeah, the best match. So pretty much in Quebec scene, there's not like I don't want to bash the Quebec scene, but a lot of wrestler doesn't use the referee, and they don't really have to all the time because. You don't need to always use a referee.
But is that something like that? Okay, I know that as a referee, you want to be involved in the match somehow, right? But is it something like that should happen, like, or no, like, or just leave me out of it? Let me count. Let me know what the finish is, and make you guys look good, and you know what I mean. Like
for me, how I work is that if it's a good, important match, like a big match, championship match, I'm staying there the whole time. But if it is like a 6 to 8 minute match, I'm just gonna say, oh, is it a finish? What's the finish? Okay, that is there anything else I should know? And then sometimes they call me a heat spot.
Fuck it up, right? Like, you don't want to.
Like,
it's a title match, like
yes. But I love to work with Jeremy because Jeremy, when I say like uses the ref, it's not like ref bumps or anything like that, a distraction. It's more than he talks to the ref the whole time and he responds to me the whole time. So sometimes I'm in the ring and I'm like. He goes up to me. He's like, tell that guy to do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I go up to the guy and say, okay, he's going to kick you in the face when you turn.
Really? Okay.
I go back to Jeremy and then I'm like, done. I call a lot of, I'm really focused on the time right now. When I call the time, let's say I have 10 minutes left, 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left, 6, 4,
is that
2,
something
1.
very important to be like a referee? You have to.
Yes.
Is that your fault?
I would say yes.
Like, let's say a match is supposed to be 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Goes 9 minutes. Is that your fault if it goes 9 minutes, or?
I think there's a lot of different opinion because as a referee, you should call the time all the time. I'm just saying that.
Make sure they know.
Yes,
like,
but at the same
4
time,
minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute.
if the wrestler doesn't want to, and if the ring announcer didn't announce any time limit, you cannot stop the match. You cannot be like, no.
I'm not saying to stop the match, but let's say like when you go back in the back.
I've never got yelled at anything about time related. I got yelled at by James Storm.
Okay, James Storm.
Yeah, fuck.
The beer guy,
the beer guy. Yeah, I did his match once, and I'm gonna think about it my whole life.
Okay. You want to talk about it? Or?
Yeah, sure. So I had an earpiece for that night.
Okay.
And it was a big match for me. That was Kevin Baru and him.
Okay.
And
that was for which Fed?
Simmania.
Okay. Wow.
And I was doing that match, but the way that James Storm told me how to do that spot, I didn't really understood it. And Kevin Baru came up to me after the match, and he's like, "I knew you didn't understood it, but I don't know why you didn't tell me." But so the way he told me is that Baru's going to be outside yelling with the crowd. And if you know how it's placed, it's barricades and the ring is right there. Yeah. So it's really close. So there's no reason for the referee to go out of the ring.
Yeah.
If the referee goes out of the ring, it's make sure that he comes back inside the ring. Yeah. But I'm right next to him, right?
Yeah. You'll go into the ropes. And
yes.
Like, yeah.
So James comes up to me and he's like, you're going to say to Baru to go inside. You're going to tap on his shoulder and try to get him inside. He's going to push your hand. You're going to do it again. He's going to push your hand. And when you do it the third time, I'm going to be there. And when he pushes your hand, I'm going to kill him. You know, I'm going to.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he wanted me to go outside of the ring. So when we go for the spot, I'm calling through the ropes. I'm like, hey, get inside. And James the whole time is right next to me. And I have this earpiece right there. So he's right there. And he yells at me. He's like, go outside. And I don't hear him the whole time. I don't hear him because in my head, I'm like, also like, it doesn't make sense. Why would the referee comes out, you know? And I don't want to say anything bad because she's a fucking legend, you know?
Yeah, he's been on TV and everything. You're
So-
taking the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm like, the crowd of like 200 people doesn't care if the
Yeah.
referee goes out.
No,
but
there was like 1,000 people there, no? Or,
not that
no,
many.
Not that one?
No, that was in
I'm
Saint
thinking of
Madeleine.
another- Okay, I'm thinking of another event.
It's a
Yeah.
spot show.
Okay.
So he yells out the whole time. He's like, fucking go out there. Go out, you stupid fucking moron. And really like going all out. I'm like, damn, is he getting his heat right now? And it was on me. And I was like, fuck. So I go out. I'm like, hey, get inside. And I get back inside the ring. He fucking breaks it. He's like, you stupid referee. I'm like, shit. So when I get back, he's like, you should learn to just listen to the worker. And I was like, I don't want to talk back, you know.
You
So
don't
I-
want to disrespect.
Yeah, so I
either.
just listen and I'm like, yes, nodding. But in my head, I'm like, I didn't got told that beforehand, and also like it doesn't make sense for the referee.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we're not. I'm gonna say that loud and clear, but we're not the center of attention.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be the center of attention. So even if it doesn't make sense in the head of the referee, it will not break a spot if the referee just goes out of his way and
So
be
if
like,
he tells you to do that again, would you do it? Or
yes.
Okay. So,
yes,
okay.
I think I should have done it. I think in my head I was like trying to be too professional
Okay.
for where because I also like from I think Jeremy told me that too. No, that was Mike Bailey actually. The referee also like the style of wrestling. The referee doesn't have to stay the same in Mexico. Referee doesn't apply the rule. They're doing a 20-second rule outside. They're doing like 1, 2, 3, 3, and
Wait,
10,
it's not
11.
10, it's 20, eh?
Yeah. So you have to change how you act depending on where it is and who
Yeah.
the crowd is.
So
If
it
you're
wouldn't
going,
make sense for you to go out on the outside.
it would have not make sense, but at the same time, like there's not a lot of people and they're not really familiar with the professional wrestling, so it doesn't matter, you know. And we're not filmed or anything, so I
No.
should have done whatever the fuck I want. I could have taken the guitar and sang a song if I wanted to, you know. So like in C4, C4 doesn't enforce that much of the rule. And when I got there first and I worked the show, I was trying to enforce the rule, and afterward they were like, "Hey, you don't need to enforce the rule because in C4 we don't enforce the rule that much."
It's
And-
lenient. It's
Yeah, and that's how I learned. I was like, oh, that's why. Like, there's some shows I will be a little more comedic because I know we're not on YouTube, we're not filming. I'm just doing that by myself. And in Quebec, you goddamn know well, there's not gonna no scout
Yeah.
is gonna be there. So I don't really care, you know. If I'm going to Valleyfield, I don't care if I'm getting.
you got to pitch. You got to pitch Mike
You know-
Bailey and Jeremy Prophet to have a match, and you got to be the referee for that match.
Yeah, I should. I really
I'd
should.
love to see. I
Jeremy
think the
should be
last time
again.
they fought, I think it was for Hannibal's promotion like years ago. Fuck.
Maybe, but I would love to see that. I know they like each other a lot.
And I know they wrestle. They're very good wrestlers, and they would tell a story in that ring would be phenomenal, and that match would be a 5-star match at any promotion, man. I don't know any promotion that's listening to this. I'd love for them to book that, and for you to be the referee, of course. I'd be full circle for you. But
Yeah. So that's how I learned. And there's a lot of company. There's another company back in, it's called Deman Lucha, I believe, in Toronto.
Deman Lucha, yeah.
The referee isn't really there, too. He's just, he
just there to count 1, 2, 3.
yeah, pretty much. So no, not Deman Lucha. Sorry, it's New Frontier.
Okay.
New Frontier. I didn't know they had that rule where all the matches were no DQ. So when I started to count, they're like, "It's no DQ." I'm like, "Fuck!" I didn't know that.
Told me this one.
Yeah, they told me in the ring. I was like, you know. So I think I was taking my job too seriously at that time, and I don't know when. I think it was in June maybe, and now I've toned it down. I know how to do these kind of thing on which show. Like I'm working on Destiny in Toronto.
Okay.
And pretty much all of the agents there are working for TNA. And how they won their product is TV-wise. So the referee will look TV-wise. I will not wear the sunglasses or a cowboy hat. You know, I will be serious. So I think it just depends on which promotion. So going back to my best match, it depends also where it is. Sometimes it could be at Simmania with Mark Blonay, also with Jeremy, because he uses the ref a lot. But it depends on how you think the best match could be. Like, is it how the wrestler uses or how the the guy wrestles, because I've done a lot of matches. Surprisingly, I've done around 500 to 600 in less than 2 years.
Wow.
So
more matches than guys doing in the Quebec circuit over here. That's
I know.
unbelievable. Wow.
So I'm like, I've done a lot of matches, and some of them are really bad. Some of them
They
got
all
the
can't be the best, match,
you know,
right in the end.
But I've worked with Renee Dupree. I've worked with Stu. I really love Stu. I've worked with Trevor Lee. I think I've done one Mike Bailey's match. I've worked with Aiden Prince. I really love Aiden. There's another guy from WWE I've worked with, but I don't remember. But these kind of matches are really fast paced in their match. Like, they don't really need a referee. Yeah. But when they use the referee, like I said again, it's probably gonna be Jeremy's match. Like, it's funny too. He comes up to me sometimes and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think we're gonna do a ref bomb. What do you want to take?" I'm like, "I'm gonna take the worst thing." I'm like, "Give me a spear." I don't know. So sometimes the ref bomb are like fucking insane. I did a weekend where I got 6 ref bombs in 3 shows. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And 2 of them were from Jeremy.
You gotta be in shape though a little bit, right? And yeah, like it's crazy. Do you like? I know, like, when a referee, it's like in hockey and football. Hey, screw you, ref! You know, the fans. Like, I'm sure you hear
I love to do that.
I'm sure you hear the backlash of the fans. Does it get to you a bit, or does it just brush off?
Sometimes there's a crowd where they really boo me, and I love to get into it, because at the end of the day, I wanted to be a wrestler. So I'm gonna get a heat, brother. So I've been working on a show in GPW in Gatineau, and the crowd really hates me because at their big show in the Slush Puppy, I accepted the money from Ted DiBiase, and I decided to reverse my decision and make sure that the wrestler restarts the match, and then the wrong wrestler won, and Mattis Meyer won the match, and he's a heel. So the crowd fucking hates me, like 3,000
Mattis Meyer is a heel.
Yeah. He's a heel there. He asked Ted DiBiase to pay me off to make sure that he wins the belt back. So he got his belt back versus Junior Benito.
How amazing is that?
It's fucking insane. Ted is really funny.
Yeah.
He's getting older.
Did he do the laugh?
But yes, he did. He did. Oh my god. So Ted, that's funny. I hope he doesn't see it. But when we got there, Mattis came up to me and he's like, "Oh, do you want to do a spot? Do you want to do my match?" And he's acting really suspicious. I know Mattis. So I'm like, "What do you mean?" This, right? Yeah. He's like, "I will not tell you. Do you want to do my match?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" "Okay, you're going to have a spot with Ted DiBiase." I'm like, "What the fuck?" What? And so he explains to me the spot. We go up to Ted, and we're like, he's a fucking legend. He's a Hall of Fame legend. Yeah. So we come up to him, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, kind of thing. Like, not being disrespectful. Really getting... We go up to him, and Mattis explains the spot. Exactly word for word. Ted DiBiase goes, "I don't think that's going to work. Let's do..." And he says exactly the same thing Mattis did. Mattis said. And we go like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea." But it's the exact same thing that Mattis said. So we go out, we do the spot, and Ted forgot that he had to stay a little bit with me. So I had to hold his hands. I was like, "Thank you so much, sir. Is it real money? Can you check for me?" I had to improv a lot with that. And I'm really proud of that moment. I think it's one of my highlights to work with a WWE guy.
Hall of Famer, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And I remember going there, and the crowd hated me. And the next time I went there, that was for a fair.
They remembered you?
Yes. Jesus Christ.
That's amazing, though.
So I'm going back to the show, and I do my entrance, and the booker takes the microphone, and he's like, "If you guys remember, that's the guy that fucked over Junior Benito with Ted DiBiase." And the crowd goes,
"The match was Mattis Meyer versus Junior Benito?"
Yeah. Wow. And the crowd goes, "Boo!" And I get inside the ring, and I just love to do that. It's a really simple thing. I just go like that, and it says "fuck you," you know. And
as long as you don't screw Bret Hart, then I think you'll be fine.
I'm waiting for it. Give me that match.
Screw job.
Oh god. So I love to play into it. Sometimes I call some stuff. I've had some fans in Victoria Ring and Thetford Mines that said something so stupid. She was like, "If you cannot speak in English, don't try." And I was speaking in French. I don't know why she said that. And I cracked. I was like, fuck. And I was laughing. And I turned myself. I was like, no, I shouldn't be the one laughing. You know, the rest are scared, but I cannot. So
it seems like you're having a lot of fun refereeing, man. And honestly, for myself, I honestly hope, and I could, the way you're talking, it already feels like you're going to be on TV tomorrow. What's the future hold for William Maltais in 2025? Because the future is very bright and open for you, man.
So I don't know what the future holds. I'm thinking next year I want to get on at least one TNA show. At least
one TV show would be pretty cool, man. That'd be great to see.
If I get booked on Maple Leaf, I would love that. But I think right now I've given myself like maybe 5 years until I've done at least one big thing. So maybe NWA, TNA, AEW, WWE. That's pretty much all my goals. I've already done extra work for WWE. And maybe like something else gonna happen soon.
Ooh, can't say no. Okay.
I want to get sure.
Okay,
but I'm guessing like if I can still do these extra work for WWE, I'm still in the path of going to.
Eventually, something will come.
And with the WWID, I know the referees are not accepted for the WWID, but it's currently proposed to maybe be a part of that.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. That's really. That'd be something like very special, man. Like if they would influence into a referee,
because it only like the WWID should be about pretty much everybody. I don't think
but everybody in the realm of wrestling, right?
Yes, like managers.
Any wrestling match needs a referee, like, right?
Pretty much everybody wants to be a wrestler, but at the same time, like you could be anything else and maybe even go there in WWE. You could be Shane Pinto is a manager. He's insanely good.
Yeah.
He's insanely good. If WWID,
Shane Pinto, eh?
Yeah,
he's amazing.
If the ID thing comes up to Montreal, and managers are accepted, I want Shane to be a part of that because he fucking deserves it.
If Shane doesn't get picked, I think we should riot over here. That's a guarantee. But that's a very good idea for the referees. I didn't think about that. And I think it should be managers and referees. That would be...
So here's my point. I don't think... maybe we will attack me about that, but I don't think there's a lot of referees, Canadian or the States included, that got picked up by WWE when they were reffing. Pretty much all of the referees tried out as a wrestler and then got chosen. Hornet is from Toronto, and he's currently he's called Daryl something.
Okay.
He's currently reffing in NXT, and he used to wrestle as Hornet in Toronto scene. And right now he's reffing because he tried out and they wanted him as a referee. So sometimes when people say like, "Oh, what's the future holds for you?" I don't know because I don't know if I can break the barrier between like, "Oh, I could be a wrestler and then be a referee," or just be a referee. Because like I said, as a training, you can get trained for like 5 months and become a good referee. So I don't know if WWE picks referee from the indie scene because they don't really need to, right? They can just train them.
Yeah.
So sometimes I gotta talk about that to Gabe Sapolsky actually. But I'm like I said, if I'm still in the extra list for big shows, I think the future is pretty bright.
Well, going to these seminars like Gabe's is very, and everyone knows who Gabe is, and going to these and showing your face at these places, and like you said, you refereed 75 matches or whatever it was there in a row. Like that's cool, man, and people notice that and they see that and they're like, wow, maybe there's someone that doesn't show up for a show or you get sick or like we need a guy here. Do you know anybody? Mm-hmm. Who's the first guy you'd probably think of? This guy ref 75 matches for me.
25.
You know what I mean? I'm just exaggerating, but you know what? Give this kid a chance.
Yes.
If you like him, you like him. If not, I'm not saying anything. You know, like that's and it shows that you're going to these places and you're showing your face and you're good with everybody, man. And there's nothing bad to say about you. But maybe I said it's a couple of bad things when you're refereeing the match at Torture Chamber there as a joke there, but you're on the right trajectory, man, and kudos to you, man. And I hope that we get to see you on TV one day, and just keep it up, man. And
Thank you.
it's a good feel-good story for all of us here and for yourself and for Quebec as well. So hopefully you do make it, man. And I know you're having fun doing it. So that's for sure, man. Winding down, can you tell everybody where to find you on social media? I know you're very active on social media. So if anyone wants to follow you and your journey, let them know where they could follow you on social media.
On social media, Instagram, William_Maltais_. On Twitter, same thing actually. And on Facebook, William Maltais.
No TikTok? No,
Oh, yeah. It's the curliest referee.
Whoa.
So William Maltais, same thing, _. And or if you can search my username, it's the curliest referee. But I'm not posting yet.
Oh,
that's
okay.
still to come.
So wait for it.
I'm gonna do some sketches.
That's cool, man. So follow this man's journey. Follow his journey all the way to the WWE or AEW, hopefully one day. And follow his journey and subscribe to all his channels on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. Follow us as well on social media, on our YouTube channel, Jofo the Ring, on all social media platforms. My name is Frank Jofo, William Maltais. It's been an honor, man. And like I said, I hope to see you on TV one day. It'll be an honor to say that we've had you on the show and to see you on TV and count down 1, 2, 3 at a WrestleMania. How amazing would that be, eh?
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. And remember, wrestling is life.